mask, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mask, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
I woke up, then I logged in to that Urban X where they be flexing with that blog in. Put it down, cause my little homie called in. Had to bail him out, he in trouble with the law again. Black skin can't win in the white world. Seen a brother kill his own kid for that white girl. We ain't wanna go to school, but we had to. Every February it was scary in them classrooms. Shimmy y'all, shimmy yay. Old dirty bastards can't own dirty slaves, so they own dirty masters. Black Dot found a pot as a youngin', broke it down for his son, and now he serve it to the masses.
Black mask, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mask, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
Urban excellence, a product of my residence. From 4 to 44, Obama was the president. I told mama I ain't trying to go to church. I'm like Adam, every Adam is a product of the dirt. And I've been reaping what he sowed. I got the product, got the dirt. And I can teach you what I know, but then you gotta put in work. You in trouble if you waiting on the government. I told my bro I make it out the hood, and that's a covenant.
Peace. Welcome back to another episode of the Urban X podcast. Thank you guys for joining us. We're your hosts. I'm Malcolm. This is the artist formerly known as the Black Dot. We're here with y'all in the building. What's good?
In the flesh, ready for another amazing show. We appreciate your presence as always here with us. Malcolm, how you feeling?
I feel good. I'm still without my glasses, but it's okay. Okay. I'm gonna get some new ones. It's all right.
That's sad, man. Like, you can't see, huh?
I can see.
You can see?
I can see.
You driving around and shit, you can't see. That's better have you.
I've only been driving in the daytime.
You better have you some driving glasses or something.
Yeah.
You know?
But you know what's crazy? This show ruined my eyesight.
Say word. So now the power of Urban X has ruined your eyesight.
No, because I didn't wear. I never used to wear glasses every day until we started doing the show. Until I was in front of a screen all day. Think about it.
Well, maybe that's why you couldn't catch some of them interceptions that were coming your way when you played football.
My eyesight is not that bad.
Very possible.
My eyesight is not that
But
bad.
Isn't that what I was saying? I said, you should get some contacts. No, I don't need no damn contacts. I'm like, well, bro, man, you got to be able to pick that ball up.
I hated contacts, man. Like,
you got to pick that ball up.
Couldn't sleep with them.
Yeah.
I hated contacts, man. I don't know.
Well, here you are.
Thank you, guys. How you feel? How was your weekend?
Weekend is good, man. Weekend was real good. Relax. Watch these NBA finals. It looks like it's over, but you don't want to front run until the team at home loses a home game. So Dallas really just got to win one game before at least their confidence builds. But Kyrie's been a little. They are locking my God up.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere he go, it's normal pop, 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 pop. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody there. And if he beats somebody, somebody else is there. Pop, 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 pop. And so that was my only concern, that there were no weak spots in Boston's starting five, really starting six. Right. And so because everybody can cover on an island, and then the way they help is going to make it very difficult. And remember, Luka only played one side of the ball. Offense.
Yes.
And so they're seeking him out on defense, and him and Kyrie's defense has stepped up in this playoffs, but they're seeking out both of them. Kyrie is small. It's like I used to watch the Cavaliers seek out Steph Curry, you know what I mean? Because they knew even though he could defend in the lanes, he's small.
Yeah.
And so back in the days, not to turn this into a conversation about the NBA, everybody covered straight up. There was no switching. You wasn't looking for mismatches. Now, this thing is complicated. Yeah. You can't hide in a defense no more because they will seek you out, sort you out, and exploit you. And because Luka is only playing one side of the ball, now Jason Tatum is looking like doo-doo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he got to get it together, you know?
Yeah. And they
So-
still winning, so crazy.
But when you have that team, this is always about the
Yeah.
team. And, you know, my nephew is doing real good out there, you know? He's my nephew right now because they win.
Because he's winning. Yeah.
I'm a front runner. I'm like Eli.
Yeah.
You can say what you want. He only deal with winners.
Eli is shameless though. Like
He's
it's
shameless.
like, bro.
Whoever's winning, that's
Yeah.
what he'll go get their jersey. He'll put it
Yeah.
on. And I'm like, yo, dude, wasn't you just with the Golden State Warriors? Nah, I ain't with them no more. I'm with them.
Yeah.
Wasn't you the Patriots your whole life? Nah, ever since, you know, Brady left, now I'm with the Chiefs.
I'm with the
Eli
Chiefs,
has no
yeah,
shame
he's
in his game.
Shameless.
He's all about winning.
All right, so thank y'all for being here. Yo, we want to make a quick reminder that the Father's Day, we're almost out of stuff. So if you want to get your order in for Father's Day, you gotta get your order in now. ShopUrbanX.com.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we want to thank everyone who did place an order because
Absolutely.
we've been banging them out, man, like, you know, left and right. And so we want to thank you for that. But yeah, by the time you see this and the people who subsequently see it, it's a wrap. If I don't get that order on my desk by Wednesday morning, tops.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can guarantee by Saturday you can have it, give it to dad, and things of that nature. So make it happen. This is it.
Absolutely. So let's do a quick roll call and then we'll just get it going, man.
Yeah, man.
Jacob from LA, what's good? Philly Bill in the building, what's happening?
Roll Tide in the building. El Salvador, okay, in the building.
Brooklyn in the house. There was a lot of debating on the timeline about people who's not from Brooklyn, the transplants and stuff like that. I don't know what the hell that was about. Did you see it?
What was that?
Because it was some block parties that was happening in Brooklyn.
Oh yeah,
this weekend, and people that wasn't from Brooklyn and people that's from Brooklyn felt disrespected. It was a mess, like it always is on the timeline.
Well, now
very
you know
divisive.
what people in Atlanta feel like when there's a Bronx day down there, a Brooklyn day, when you invade people's space. So now Brooklyn is a place where everybody wants to be. And I watched the police. There was a raid out there a few nights ago where the police was with paddy wagons arresting, shutting Block Party down. And so it's a lot going on. There's going to be a lot of tension this summer. You know what I mean? And people got to be careful out there. All right, let's continue with the roll call.
Justice Bourne, Delaware,
Jamel Emmons,
Bronx.
thank you.
What's good? Thank you for the
When
super
is
chat.
their last time
Hartford
you had
and
to
House.
put hands on Malcolm? I don't think I've ever put my hands on Malcolm.
All right, see, this is when parents lie. They just get real amnesia. Like, I never beat you.
I don't think
Like,
once or twice in life, maybe.
you see
Malcolm
parents,
was a good kid. He was a
Don't
good kid.
don't do this to your kids, man. Don't just gaslight them. You know what I mean?
I was the perfect dad. I never hit you.
See?
I used logic and I scolded you and I gave you timeouts.
Thank you for everybody being here and having to deal with this.
Yeah, Middletown, New York, what's good?
What's good? And let's get to it, man.
Let me get to it. You ready?
Get to it, man. Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, guys, the other day, 50 Cent went to Capitol Hill to meet with Congress, and he was all sharp in his suit. And what do you think he went to Congress to meet with them? Was it for, better living situations for the black people, from his communities, from Queens? You know what I'm saying? What's happening with the migrants is going on in New York? Was it anything for us? No. Oh, well, he might say that. He might say it was, but he actually went there to advocate for more inclusion, for more representation from black people in liquor and entertainment. Not
Clap that up.
schools, not a school, not a hospital, not like restaurant, not like supermarkets, not liquor and entertainment. The two things that are poisoning our community as we speak. And he went to advocate for more representation for it. And then somebody asked him a question about Donald Trump's conviction, right? And what does that mean? Like, how will black voters respond to that? And he said something to the extent of, well, black people are going to relate to him more because we get to hit with the RICO too, and he got hit with RICO, and I was so embarrassed. And you shouldn't be embarrassed by these people because you don't know them, they don't know you. But I was embarrassed, and I think in 2024, 50 Cent has been in the game for 20 some odd years now, and you would think that people just would mature a little bit. He's seen much more, he's done much more, especially in the industry itself, and you would have thought he was just talking to the same 50 from 03. You know what I mean? And it was bad.
Well, the more you change, Malcolm, the more things remain the same. This is just a knuckle-dragging silverback gorilla. Fuck what nobody said. It's fucking silverback, nigga. And he's from the silverback tribe.
Yeah.
And, he worried about his liquor and entertainment. This is where he makes his money at. You know what I mean? And so he put on a suit, and you see him walking along. He's it. Remember, Jay-Z on the hot seat right now. Diddy on the hot seat. And so the next man up here, which is what 50 probably wanted all the time. You know what I mean? To be that New York dude. And now he's there and he's rubbing elbows. Let's call it what it is. With constituents and people who think different because their money is different. And so, no, education, better housing, health care for the poor, all of them things that at least, even if he was fronting with that, I would have said, all right, he out there, he fronting, but he's saying all the right things, hitting all the right bullet points. You don't go and say liquor and entertainment. We need more black people in liquor and entertainment. Two of the things that have set us back 50 years. Liquor and the ability to sell it openly to our people to keep us in an intoxicated state. And listen, liquor is a doorway and a gateway. Now, with that being said, alchemically speaking, we understand that there is no positive and negative per se. What I mean by that is this. The liquor will open up channels to allow entities or spirits to interface with you, not always negative, but we know how we do. So we're conjuring up things from down in the subconscious, and that liquor is bringing it up. So the crime rate is high, sex rate is high, violence is high. All the things most of the things I've done as a youth that was stupid, I was high or drunk. Point blank. I done made many pacts with God, sitting by the toilet seat, getting the only piece of coal I could, and I tell God, get me through this, and that's it. And this is the last time, God. And then I go back the next week once I sober up and do it again. And entertainment, like they do in Rome, with you to give them circus and wine, and the people will never revolt. I didn't make that up. That's a fact on how things go. Look, we watching the NBA Finals now. You know what I mean? Sub-stories. And so the two things, or two of the major things that intertwine, that go together, this is what he's advocating for. Now, there will be people who say, at least he's being honest. And there's a truth aspect to that too. But it lets you know that he don't represent you. He doesn't represent your concerns and your needs. And so you need to, along with all the other ones who showed you their hand during the COVID situation, showed you their hand, you need to by now understand you in this on your own. Because he went there to speak and rub elbows with people so he can fatten his pockets a little bit more. Side note, before I give it back to you, this whole thing, the way they balance that out is he'll do something nice. You know, he'll build a film studio, which ain't for you, but to further his, and it sort of appears that these are noble acts of kindness that always cover up the true intentions of what's taking place.
Yeah, so because when I saw the pictures of him there, I don't know what he was there for. Then he hugged, I forget who. It was one of them Republican ladies, and he was just saying like, yeah, you know, the Republicans got it, and I thought that was just him being a troll. And then his comment, like that was like a national platform. He said that. I was just like, damn, man, like, and if you've been following us, you know, like. We always say you cannot put your faith into any of these celebrities, anybody, because like they'll really just let you down, especially if you think they have your best interests at heart. So it was just another example of just like, why am I even disappointed? I know like you got to come to expect stuff like this from these guys, but
and to add on,
I thought that was whack. Yeah.
To add on to that, he's intelligent in the sense. First of all, he didn't write that book, 50 Laws of Power. Let's be clear with that.
Robert Greene wrote
if you hear him articulate just the meshing of street knowledge with how he deals with people, he know what he's talking about. So I'm not gonna just chuck it up to him out there cooning per se. Side note: Dr. Umar said in 2024. Dark-skinned people, as dark as him and darker, are doing more cooning this year than any light-skinned people have done all year. That was almost his exact quote.
And he didn't see the irony in making a stupid-ass statement like that?
He didn't see the irony of a dark-skinned nigga like himself was making a cooning statement while talking about dark-skinned people cooning. He didn't see that irony. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You put mics in front of a lot of these people, and then you know I've gotten his routine down.
Yes.
It's like every 4 months, 5 months, he goes crazy with the interviews. He's in front of every camera, in front of every mic, getting interviewed by everybody to get those donations because he needs that. It's like he's launching a new product. You know what I'm saying? But he's relaunching. You know, the donation for that school that's not opening, but you know.
Yeah, but it's a long grift, and if you don't know it by now, then again, I'm not in the business of trying to get you to see anything. If you can't see by now what's going on, then this ain't for you. But remember. Not to get on my soapbox. Remember, we all moving. We're all going to get a participation ribbon anyway. But where you are in your understanding of what's going on is really dependent on you. And you have to get out of the mindset of trying to synergize and synchronize your thought process with those who don't get it now. This ain't 25, 30 years ago where you had to literally step by step lay it out. Even the mainstream media is saying you niggas need to wake up.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's bad. Mainstream is like, what's wrong with you niggas?
Yeah,
you niggas crazy? And we're sitting there still holding on to old ideas, old concepts, old visions of somebody's coming to save us. No, you know, that person is there to help us. And blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. But this is another side note off the side note. But no, this is back to the liquor stuff and into the black community. If you do want to indulge in the spirits in a black-owned liquor brand, go to Uncle Nearest.
Oh, yeah.
Go to Uncle Nearest. And that's owned by Fawn Weaver. And that is an incredible story. I recommend everybody look her up. Look up the story of Uncle Nearest. Look up just incredible story. So I definitely would recommend that. I don't care what 50's talking about though, but you know what I'm saying? That's just me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
it's a great story,
Yeah.
of reclaiming what was yours.
That's a fact. That's a fact. All right.
Yep, there it is right there.
Yeah, Uncle Nurse is
You
fire.
are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, you want to talk about this Project 2025 thing everybody's been talking about?
No, fill me in.
So, my mother called me the other day, like in a panic, by the way. If she's listening, she knows. She called me in a panic. Malcolm, what's this Project 2025? I had no idea. I had never heard anything about it. And usually, when it comes to political stuff, me and you, we kind of just catch like a lot of what's going on. I haven't heard anything about it, right? And then all of a sudden, my mother says it, and then now all of a sudden, I see it everywhere. Everybody's worried about it. Oh my God, we're screwed. Oh my gosh, we're screwed. Project 2025. So I looked it up. My man, he also sent me a video explaining it. And basically, what it is from a conservative Republican think tank. They created a 1,000-page manifesto, basically, of how they would like to transition the entire government into a conservative government.
Okay.
Right? Taking away a lot of laws or taking away a lot of rights and stuff like that. And people are so scared because they're going, yo, if Trump wins, we're going back to plantations. Like it's the same kind of fear-mongering, fear tactics that you've heard, right? And the only reason, when I read everything and I watched a bunch of videos on it, and I said, okay, I just don't see this ever happening. And I'm gonna tell you why. The reason why I feel, in my opinion, Trump won, it was because he just it was like right place, right time. Everybody was so tired of what was going on in politics and kind of social media and society. Everybody has to be PC and stuff like that. He came in at the right time, and he was quote unquote anti-politics. He wasn't quote unquote in the good old boys club of politics. Right. In billionaire world, stuff like that, he's obviously there, right? But in politics, he was not there, and people just kind of gravitated towards him. What this Project 2025 thing is doing, it's more government, it's more regulation, and I've always believed that conservatives and Republicans were against that. They were like no hands on. They wanted less government.
Right.
And this is just kind of being like the complete opposite. So I just don't see how any even Republican would even go for that. Just me.
Well,
just me.
And then agree. Apparently, and then remember, look at the timing. 2025, which is obviously gonna run right into the election of November, so that your decision is now based on you not wanting to go back. First of all, we never go backward in society.
Right.
Society moves forward or gives the illusion that it's moving forward. Meanwhile, black people, we kind of stay in the same place. But they're not going to put you back in slavery, or you got to go to a different water fountain, or all of your affirmative. That's not the way they move this thing backward. They don't need to physically do anything. They need to mentally keep you suspended within a state, right? Of progression in your mind, but your feet are not, you're still on the treadmill, because they're still going to control all the finances and harness all the power. And so all of that is political bullshit. You know what I mean? Especially to get you to make sure that you lean back to the side of the Democrat, because Republicans don't deal with that. Republicans is about their money. And back to what you were saying about Trump, like you said, the timing was right because he was about his money.
Right.
And he didn't fall in line, and problem, reaction, solution. Remember, choice is an illusion between those with power and those without. So how they position this towards you is to give you off the illusion that you're moving forward, and these choices and this change has come. Same thing happened with Obama. The same thing happened. This whole thing, as we always speak about, is never about your choice. It's about their choice that appears to be your choice, and that's called mind control.
Yeah,
that's propaganda. That's a series of things that lead you down a road where you make a choice that we wanted you to make anyway.
My friend, he said, like, he said it's interesting watching everybody becoming more conservative. Like, a lot of different countries, governments become more conservative. And I was just like, I think it is a natural cycle within the human psyche that we just kind of, once we go way left, one way for one extreme, we just kind of, after 4 years, I feel like that might have been like there might be some real science behind that, because like every 4 years, it does feel like the tide just kind of changes, and like your society and how it feels just kind of changes. Like right now, the left and the Democrat stuff, people are completely tired of it, and it's just like, oh well, it's about to be 4 years of that we just went through, right? We just went through 4 years of them playing in our face with Black Lives Matter, and then playing in our face every Pride Month, of them playing in our face with just things that common sense would go, okay, all right, this is why. With playing in our face with how we were treated when it came to the pandemic, because they made that into a social, racial issue as well.
Yeah.
Right. So it's just kind of the time now, and people are tired of it, and that's what you're seeing. I don't think it's anything else.
And a lot of that is there's a term, I think it's called common sense bypass. And in common sense bypass, due to all the media bombarding you with an idea, no matter what the idea is, if every media outlet, every athlete, every social construct, what happens is you bypass your common sense and you align with whatever that message is. We saw it during the COVID situation. Mm-hmm. We saw people who know like that none of that makes any sense, but they still, and what am I always telling people? Never abandon your common sense.
Yep.
Bottom line.
Yep.
Because once you go to common sense bypass, all bets is off. And every 4 years, their job through social engineering is to generate an idea that's the masses can all clamp onto. You're not going to get everybody, but as long as the idea has enough life to it and motion to it, that idea can be manifested into reality, because it's all a mental projection of things anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I be trying to tell people, even though you individually may not be aligned with that, the overall collective mindset is what builds this thing brick by brick. So they have always been about your mind. You know what I mean? And the TV and the social media and all of these other things now has just made it easier to access parts of the brain that they couldn't access before. The subconscious, superconscious, and infinite minds now, there's abilities for them to hack that with AI and other things, having you interface to bring the reality that they want about. Now, there's always a natural ability for us, some of us, to fight back. And we are the ones that try to balance the equation. And balance the equation is not necessarily about numbers, because 85% of the population is blind, deaf, and dumb. Elijah Muhammad told us that. And so they are willing to bypass their common sense to have their basic needs met. Food, a little partying. It's the ones who are above that. If they align, we have the ability to change certain things. And that's what the fight is always about. So every 4 years, they just write a new program, download it, hit you with the propaganda, give you a candidate, give you one that you know is not going to win in most cases, and give you the lesser of the evils and watch you vote that way.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, I think I think this whole Project 2025 thing, I think it's a weird like grenade that I don't know what side threw it, but it just doesn't feel real. And they keep saying like, they've been working on this since 2023. And then somebody in the article said that other people said they've been trying to put this in place since Reagan and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
I think Project 2030, Project 2050. It's
Yep,
always something that they sit down, the World Economic Forum and them, and they sit down and they come up with a plan because they just swore this jibbity jab situation was going to flip the switch, and they didn't account for the presence of God. You know what I mean? Whatever you call God, the supreme omni-intelligence going, nah, nope, that ain't happening.
Yeah.
And we snapped out of it, and now they're caught with their pants down going, shit. And so this war, or so-called war, has been going on for thousands of years. You know what I mean? You know how many years we may never see the alien invasion, right? That's another fear. The aliens is coming. Well, bring them on. Let's get this party started. Let's see what this is really about. And if you do see it, you better be like, don't abandon, don't go with common sense bypass, because you see some shit in the sky. Come on now. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right.
Yeah.
Hit the button.
Ready?
Hit the button.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
I guess sticking with politics, kind of, not really. There's a journalist. Her name is Brianna Joy Gray. She was on The Hill and Rising on. It was a show I used to actually watch, right? And they had two previous hosts, Crystal and Sagar, and they quit the show and they started their own.
I remember.
Show called Breaking Points.
Right.
And like their whole thing is kind of like completely subscriber funded. He's conservative, she's liberal, but they have, I think, more fair conversations, right? Because certain topics they get into, you could tell like they're not about to go all the way there, but you know, I guess they're a little bit more fair than what mainstream is allowed to do. So Brianna, she was, I guess, their replacement. She was one of their replacements on The Hill. She was dope. Like really, she has her own podcast and she's very critical of, you know, what goes on. That's not her. Mama died.
No, I think it's the white girl.
No, she's black.
Oh, she's black?
She's black. Right. So she was recently very, very critical of Israel. And apparently Israel, they staged some counter attack to get some hostages and killed over 200 and something Palestinians, and she blasted them and she got fired for it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yes. She got fired like the next day for it. And it just goes to show all the time who is off limits when it comes to these platforms, no matter how free speech they claim they are, no matter how, you know, with the people they claim they are, they're not. And they show you time and time and again that they're not.
And it always shows you who you can talk about and who you can't.
Yep.
Who you can talk about, who you can't. And there is no compromise in that. See, the Comedic Defamation League needs to adopt that type of philosophy. You can't talk about none of us.
Yeah.
Right? You can talk about all that other ish. The minute you start talking about us, the KDL, it's a wrap. So they have made it very clear of what their stance is, what they believe in, and there's no retreat with them. None.
At all.
At
None.
all. We'll go down with the ship. We don't care if you know what we're doing. There's still no retreat. And that's
and we dare you to do
power.
And we dare you to try it, basically.
Yep.
Because she was going in. And then if you look at her, like, because when she announced that she got fired, the comments were just like, good, I hope you die, you anti-Sem. I'm just like, yo. You know what I'm saying? And they could get that off all they want, and it won't be against any hate speech policy on their platforms, but let her do that the other way.
See, what I try to explain to people is when you cast a web of communication through written word, audio, visual, and you get out ahead of that whole concept where you control the way information is moved in that capacity, there's really, where you gonna go with it? As an artist, you dope. But if nobody hear you, you ain't dope.
Right.
You follow? If you're a
Right.
movie actress and the avenues by which to express that art form is already monopolized, then there's going to be some compromise. You know, and so while we are 400 years behind in industrially and how this is done, it traps you because your magic and, you know, the way you express yourself now is cast within a system that can be controlled, shut down, manipulated, and moved. This is why they have no problem paying a specific artist a bunch of money, because they know that once they control that artist, they don't have to control the rest of you. You are going to be in alignment with those ideas and concepts. And so they hand choose a few goyim that they want to be the buffer between what's really controlling them and you.
Right.
And even the concept of I'm going independent, there is no such thing. That's all a ruse and an illusion too. At one point we thought streaming was independent. And then you find out behind the independence is the very same people who just found a way to cloak what it is that they was doing.
Yeah,
That's
Joe
all it
Budden.
is.
Joe Budden did an interview. I forget the Larry Jackson. I think he interviewed.
Yes.
And if you watch that interview, it was on his Patreon. If you watch that interview, he was basically just kind of giving it up on how the music industry is just about to just change the record deal.
Yes.
It's about to just change how they're about to extort you. And he was very dodgy. He wasn't trying to say too much. He was trying to sound really intellectual. So you kind of have to
Read through
when
the
people
lines.
start to give, when people start to talk in like real word salads, and you just stick with one part of something what they said, and you just kind of pick everything else, you kind of wipe away and go, okay, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's what all he was talking about. So they're figuring out a way. They probably did it already. They probably figured it out.
It's already figured out.
On
It's already
how
figured out.
they're gonna get their bread regardless of who is there, what kind of streaming rules they are, what streaming services are around and stuff like that. They're gonna get their money
Because
that's.
yeah.
Now I was gonna say it's too valuable to kind of let that go into your hands now.
And remember, your energy is the only thing fueling all of this. And your ability to make the unseen seen, the unheard heard through visuals, through art, through dance, you are rhythm or rise hymn, you are so in sync that they know that they can't go past the firmament and beyond because they don't have the biorhythm to do the goddamn thing. And so it's more than just a financial thing. It is to try to control and harness energy. You know what I mean? And so they will never relinquish power. We just got finished saying, if they ain't gonna allow you to talk, they will never relinquish. And your farce of an illusion thinking that I'm free, sure. Doesn't mean there aren't independent artists, but if you want to expand and cross the threshold of so-called popularity, and that is all of that's control. So sell your little few thousand copies here and there, as long as you're not moving the meter of influence of power, because that's where we lie and where we reside. Then it's a whole different ballgame. So I don't want people to take things in the literal sense, because linear minds think in straight lines. But just understand, in terms of a big independent artist, or they'll allow it to happen to give you the illusion, look, that can happen for you. It cannot. Because this is about the word, in the spoken word, the written word, the dance, spoken language word. It's about all of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And how word changes all of this. That's all that's about. Because words are geometry. Geometry is the way thought travels. I don't want to get in all that shit. But you understand what I mean? And so they know that. So they get them a few goyim to help keep their system in place. And, you could be one of those goyim if you so choose. If not, they go get another one.
Yeah.
Imagine having an unlimited supply of people you can make rich or famous.
Yeah.
Imagine. And that's what got Diddy and them in trouble too. Because they got a taste of that and go, I could take any nigga off the street, run them through the system and make so-and-so a star. You're like, why is this nigga a star? This nigga can't even rap. It's not about that. You know what I mean? And so that's how they get down. That's how they function. That's how they operate. And they stay glued to you. The original Elohim, the original Hebrew, they stay glued to you because if they get separated from you in any way, shape, form, or fashion, the roost is up. Right. So they must stay glued to you and fabricate a false reality. But as soon as you get out of line, Goyim, and they kill people, I'm not even going to say allegedly, they kill people.
Yeah.
Who try to move in the way of any of that. They either kill your character or they physically remove you because this is bigger than you. And it always will be.
All right. So, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
We will be right back.
Welcome to Turn a New Leaf, where we believe in the power of nature to heal and transform. In a world filled with synthetic solutions, we offer a different path. A path rooted in ancient wisdom. Just as every leaf in nature has the potential to change and grow, so too do we have that potential and power to transform our lives. Our mission is simple: empowering individuals to reclaim control of their health. Behind every product is our team that is dedicated and committed to harnessing the power of nature to provide you with safe, effective solutions. So whether you're looking to support your immune system, improve your digestion, lose weight, or simply enhance your overall well-being, we have something for you. So take the first step on your journey to optimal health. Visit our website today and start turning a new leaf with Turn a New Leaf, nature's solution for a healthier, happier you. See you on the other side of health.
Hello, wealthy family. This is Chanel, Ascending Infinite Goddess, sending infinite thanks to your higher selves, your legions of angels, your ancestors, your spirit animals, and divine source itself for allowing us to continuously connect in this time and space. I am so grateful to be a beautiful vessel to assist you on your journey and help facilitate healing. Be sure to visit my website, www.ascendinginfinitegoddess.com, where you can view my blogs, exclusive videos, and schedule all of your services. I can also be reached at 786-828-8722. Be sure to also view my YouTube channel, where I have hundreds of videos for you on your spiritual journey. Thank you so much, wealthy family. And until we connect again, stay alert, stay aware, and live in love.
And we are back.
We are back. Thank you for being here with us.
Yes, sir. We're here with you guys. Thank y'all.
Show
Thank y'all.
474. So we moving towards 500 shows, all
Lord.
independently laid out with your help. No sponsorship, just us relying on you. And I'm always telling you how thankful I am. Every time you purchase a membership or buy a shirt or something, it's
Super
what
chat,
keeps the
like
lights
Mr.
on here.
Darius.
You know?
Absolutely.
And so we are
Absolutely.
very thankful of that. I know I was missing a bright light. Yeah.
You do look a little dark.
Excuse me, sir?
I'm just saying.
Excuse me, I like being dark, sir.
Well, you know what I meant. Oh, real quick, we forgot to mention that we'll be in Atlanta for Brother Rich's event.
Yes. We will be in Atlanta, August 10th
Going down. We in there, man.
and 11th. Be there.
Okay.
All eyes, all roads lead to Atlanta. Gathering of the Masters 2024. On the lineup, Sister Myra, Queen of Four, Jewel Pukun, who hasn't been in the building doing a live lecture in eons. That's Saturday. On Sunday, we get some male energy, some masculine energy. There's the feminine energy Saturday, Sunday, masculine. With Dr. B. Sirius in the building. Asiya, the Duke of Tears, in the building. And Yaki Awakening. And all throughout the crowd will be everybody who you've ever learned something from, built with, rocked with, took a journey, a mental, spiritual, or physical journey with, will be in the building. Too many to mention. We will all be gathering. So when they say the gathering of the masters, it's been everybody who you can possibly think of would be in the building, and Urban X will be in the building, and then the week after that, we on our way to Vegas. You know what I'm saying? And so I will be on Brother Rich's show tomorrow, Wednesday. Wednesday at 9. We'll be chopping up. Whenever me and Rich get together on Black Magic, we have some great conversations, and then we will bring him on our show. It's already halfway sold out. Go to Eventbrite, Black Magic 363. This event is halfway sold out, and he's not even talking about streaming yet. And so just keep that in mind. But Urban X, me, Mama Dot, and Malcolm, the whole team, will be in the building. Yep.
Nice. All right, so
Let me
let's get
drop
some
a
more
bomb today.
stuff. Let's get to some more stuff. So, did you hear about Jay-Z's like education initiative that he's trying to do in Philly?
I heard about it, but it's not what you think it is. Jay-Z is not coming out of his
he's
pocket.
been getting.
Say it again?
Yeah.
No,
No,
go ahead, finish.
I was gonna let you finish. He's been getting killed online because people immediately have saw through what this actually is, right? And it's actually a way to make things worse. make things
Yes.
more expensive
Yes.
in the guise of him actually helping. And people smarter than me who have way more experience in the educational field and city infrastructure have broken this down. But I've been watching the chatter online, and again, it was a move that he probably thought he would get a lot of praise and admiration for, and people just kind of saw through it and just poked a lot of holes in it.
Yeah, because he's not putting up no money. When you first read it, Jay-Z's Rock Nation spearheads $300 million. And the first thing that hit me, I said, Philly? He ain't from Philly. You know, if Jay-Z, first of all, Jay-Z is too selfish to put up a dime of his own money for anything. Okay, let's just start there. So that made me go, but I said, during the times we in and him trying to re-enter it back into the lexicon of the people in a positive vibration, I said, okay, well, maybe, you know, and then I said, when I did a little bit of research, it's a $300 initiative that he's not putting no money up. They're actually going to cipher this money from the city to create vouchers to try to get inner city children to go to private school. Statistically speaking, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And so, and let me tell you, the people were on it immediately.
Yeah.
See, this
very
is the time
fast.
we in now. Now, in that time, young man, you can't, 10 years ago, that would have rolled all the way through to the end.
Yep.
Like when he did the Barclay thing, you know what I mean? And you thought, this nigga's the owner of Barclay Center, and all they did is get him to spearhead the gentrification that took place in Brooklyn and displaced all of them families from their homes, you know, and he was there with the suit on and cutting the ribbon and all of that kind of shit.
With his shovel.
With his shovel and his fucking hard hat on and all of that old bullshit. And he owns 0.000.1 fucking % and can tell you he owned the New York Nets. That flied 15 years ago because the people wasn't doing no research or cared. That's not flying today.
Yeah.
Today, when you put your name to something or you being backed by something or you saying you doing something, the people are trying to hold your feet to the fire now. Hold on. Those two things. I heard 300 million and Philly and Jay-Z in the same sentence and was like, no. That shit don't make sense.
And then when you also like kind of learn media, right? You learn like a lot of these articles are bought and paid for, right? So they like you do something and then you go, okay, like we'll get so and so to write this. If you've seen The Godfather, and when they were talking about killing, when they were talking about Michael killing the Turk and the cop, he was like, yeah, we got some people that write for the papers. They would love a story about a crooked cop. You get what I'm saying? So every organization, every big media person, they have these journalists that they can kind of spin stories for. I firmly believe that Jay-Z understands that his name isn't the best right now, and he needs some type of good publicity. But he's not willing to get actually muddy for the good publicity. And muddy in this sense is spending some of your own money to actually garner that. He said, I need some good publicity and I don't want to spend a dime.
Right.
How do I, and I just, the only thing I'm going to spend is my name behind this. How do we make that happen?
And see, Jay-Z thinks he's smarter and better than you and I. Right? He said on a few, my presence is charity. So that means I could just show up and the economy changes. Maybe that worked 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Even maybe 5 years ago, where you just hear the name Jay-Z, and that's automatically, that's not where we are in this day and time. Now we looking at you because birds of a feather flock together. You know what I mean? Your right-hand man, the only dude allowed to call you Sean, because he's Sean, and all that, he is going through the meat grinder. And I refuse with every bone in my body to believe that you did not know, did not participate, and was complicit in maybe not all of it, but a lot of it. Because you and him have been fighting this battle since 96.
Yeah.
Of, you know, this thing about power and New York City and who's gonna sit on top and all of that shit. So I refuse to believe anything less.
And what I'll say too to the people in the chat, people are listening right now, every time you hear of an initiative that you just can't understand off of first kind of like listen, right? Or first read, like see if you read something and you just go, what the hell does that mean? It's probably some bull.
Yes.
Like remember because somebody mentioned in the chat just now, he had a Bitcoin initiative and with Marcy, and it's just like what, like if I can't immediately just kind of go like, okay, he's doing this and that helps this.
Yeah.
If it's like super convoluted, and that's what if anybody's trying to pitch you an idea and they can't explain it in a sentence, or they trying to show you a product and they can't explain it in a couple sentences, then
you need to run.
Stay away.
You need to run. And
Absolutely.
So everything he has done has always been to position himself for what is next. Now, remember we spoke about the casinos and stuff he's trying to be involved with in Times Square. All of that is taking a hit right now.
Oh yeah, they can't roll that out.
Yes, he can't roll that out. So for the first time in his life, since he's been Jay-Z, he's probably like, God damn, I'm in a tough position. My wife's album flopped. I don't care what nobody say. You know, we thought that would, you know, keep the thing going. That shit flopped. I got grown-ass children out here trying to chase me down for DNA tests. I got this Kathy White situation I just can't shake as a mistress. You know what I mean? That something happened to. I got my right-hand man who I used to roll with. We come to little parties together and walk down little photo ops and shit. All of this is crumbling around you. You ain't put out no music, right? That's usually what can get the people back in. But if you put something out and it's bullshit, people gonna be like, nah, son, I'm good.
Yeah, and even that, like because remember he did the was that the Grammys when he went up and spoke about, you know, Beyonce and even that, people like the next day everybody was just kind of poking through that like nah man, not this time,
son, you know what I'm saying, son.
Shouts out to L Lovely, Mr. T-shirt.
L Lovely, son, you know.
So speaking of Jay-Z, what's good with Foxy? Why is she being called? Or possibly being called to testify.
From what I'm understanding is the Keefe D trial, what he's trying to say, or his defense team, is that he wasn't out there in Vegas the week this happened to Tupac. He's just created all of these stories online to give himself some street cred and for clicks. So that's the angle that they're going. Okay. However, what they have come to find out is that not only was he out there, he had a brief interaction with Foxy Brown, who can place him in Vegas a few minutes before the hit on Tupac. And so she might be called to testify on behalf of the prosecution because she can place him there, right? And so this is what her position in this situation boils down to. And so I know she probably just living her life. She didn't want nothing to do with this craziness. But a lot of them, Malcolm, they all know what happened, bro.
Yeah.
On the West Coast, they know what happened. The East Coast, everybody knows what happened. And they were hoping that this thing just blew over. But it was something very fascinating and phenomenal about the Tupac and Biggie situation. I don't care how you unpeel it, where years and years go by, and every 2 years it reemerges, you know, the interest in it. And so, and then when time goes by, people get lazy. See, when you telling the truth don't change. But in this age of social media, when everyone wants to be important and get clicks and, you know, this, that, and seem important, the more and more you talk, it's recorded, the more and more people are sitting back scrutinizing, putting dates with times. Listen, everyone is their own investigator now because all they got to do is scroll the YouTube pages, find a video when you said that, pair it with that video. Oh, you said you wasn't there, but here we sit. Dude, people have the ability, especially those who have time on their hand.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. What we used to have to do to decode shit, it was crazy compared to now. If you got time on your hand, you can piece all of this together.
And then your investigation will go viral. You put the right music behind it on TikTok.
Oh, you put that TikTok music behind it. I'm sitting like, oh shit. This shit is going down. This shit gotta be true because the music is saying it's true. Holy shit. You walk away and take your glasses off and be like, holy shit. This is deep shit. Fair enough. That's the way that shit go. Yeah. That's the way that shit go. And so, people were complicit. People were involved. People know what happened. And we are now, again, we're going to see something going to go down. Somebody going to get caught for something. And that ain't even the Keefe D angle. We didn't even throw in the Diddy angle in that. Because if they ever get their hands on that check, or prove that check, follow that check number was used to buy something else, and this, bro. It's bad.
It is bad.
Real bad.
It is bad. Sticking with court. So admittedly, I'm getting a little worried right now. I never want to see a black man in jail, but we were talking spicy about Young Thug. We was like, that nigga is guilty. He is going down. They're putting him under the jail. He might come home, bro.
Well, he might come home, but not because he's not guilty.
Not because he's not guilty, because of technicality, because of a lot of technicalities. But this is what happened. His Young Thug's lawyer has been sentenced to 10 weekends in jail as a result of being held in contempt, because apparently he found out that a judge, like the judge and I think the prosecutor, got some information or got some evidence. They coerced some evidence without him being in the room or something to that effect, right? Mm-hmm. That's illegal.
That's illegal.
And then he didn't want to specify how he got that information. The judge asked him.
He didn't want to
rat. He didn't snitch. He didn't want to rat. So he got held in contempt and he was sentenced to 10 weekends in jail, 20 days.
Yeah, they just won the case.
He might. And then if you watch the judge, he got real defensive about it. He might be out by the end of the summer, bro.
Yeah, because again, when you see this whole system, as you know, it's just about money, right? So if you have enough money and you can poke a little bit of doubt in, you know what I'm saying, then it becomes, and if you have a lawyer willing to go that extra mile for his client, because that looks excellent in the eyes of Young Thug. Yeah. Even my lawyer ain't snitching, son.
Right.
Even my lawyer about it, son. Everybody on my team about it. That one dude who said, I'll go to jail for 2 years.
Right,
He understands, like, nah. Other than before I testify, I'll do the 2 years. Dude, this thing that's gangster.
Yep.
You know? And so let's keep our eyes.
They found out a lot about Fannie Willis as well.
Oh.
So she's not, it's like, it's all kind of, they put a lot of their eggs in this basket of getting YSL and getting Young Thug, and they got everybody on it. And then, like, just the infrastructure of Atlanta, like, of Georgia, like, they not really doing well. Like, she's bad, the judge bad, the prosecutor's bad. She boning the other prosecutor in the Trump case, and then it's
Atlanta is a mess right now. In fact, side note, they just raided a real estate agency in Atlanta because they have been in cahoots to keep the rents collectively so high that you can't live there.
Wow.
Right? And this real estate agency, I heard, is a big one that has agencies around the country, and they're all in it together. All the landlords together have come together because the rent is too high. How can you have rent that high, but all of them empty homes at the same time? Right. So it's a lot going on in Atlanta right now, but we will be down there.
Yeah. Shouts out to Atlanta, brother
We
Rich.
will be popping in and popping out. Speaking of snitching, my man Bun B hit, you know, he hit the stage, and he did like this. That ain't gangster, son. I mean, you Bun B, son. You gotta go down with your team, son. You supposed to be like, nah, I'ma handle that. I'm handling that. Forget my multi-million-dollar business, my Trillburger business. Forget my family, son. Forget all of that.
Forget my wife was in danger.
The street says I'm supposed to do what I got to do.
Thanks.
Nah, but real, what are your thoughts about that situation?
I promise you, I didn't think this was even a story. Like, I saw him, when I heard about it, I'm just kind of like, okay. Like, I didn't put the correlation together, like, he not supposed to snitch. I'm like, yo, his wife was in danger.
Also shoot one of them dudes, right? He got in a fight with one guy.
He shot the guy, yeah. And then he beat him up and held him down till the authorities came. But he, like, I see Bun B as a citizen. I see him as businessman. I see him as a husband. And clearly, he's a dad. Like, I promise you, I did not see why this was a big deal until I saw people going, nah, he took the stand. You're supposed to just handle that in the streets. Handle what in the streets? The dude's locked up. He shot him. He did what he's supposed to do.
And all of that be by people who work a 9 to 5.
Yep.
Sit behind a desk that won't even look their boss in the fucking eye.
Word.
Let alone tell you what they gonna do and all of that. Now remember, Bun B to me has elevated his life, which he's supposed to do. If there was a time when he was about that street life, at some point when you reach a certain age, he got all kind of gray in his beard. You have to let that go and transition. And that's the problem with a lot of our grown ass men who still act like they children. They don't want to let that street shit go. And a lot of them are fronting anyway. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so they're fronting until a better opportunity presents itself. And so I had zero problems because he fought the dude, shot the dude, held the dude for the police. And now he has to, because his wife is she hasn't been back to that house. You know what I'm saying? He had that cold steel on his wife's forehead and threatening to put a bullet in her head. You know what I mean? And his wife told him, don't come downstairs because this guy is going to kill me. And so his wife was even trying to protect him in that sense. And so when he's reliving those moments of his partner, you know what I'm saying, his ride or die, almost at the threshold, because you never know, nigga might have pulled the trigger. You know what I mean? These dudes are ruthless today. Yeah. So nah, that's me, Black Dot, Mama Dot crying.
Yeah.
It was him.
Fact.
That's him. And so all of this fake gangster stuff, good for you guys who are, 40 and 50 years old, still talking about keeping some street shit street, and you ain't been in the streets in 30 years.
Oh my gosh, like how's that working out for you?
How's that working out?
Oh my goodness, man.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yo, so out here in Wilmington, the Hunter Biden gun trial's happening right now. Because apparently he signed for a gun, he bought a gun, and I think he lied on it. Like he lied on the application. On the application. And he is facing 25 years. So
wait a minute. So if I lie on a gun application, I can get 25 years?
I think so. I guess so. That's what he's facing right now.
I lie all the time on applications. I make $270,000.
Listen.
Please loan me 10 grand.
Listen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or this is just some witch hunt shit.
It could be. It could be. Apparently, his ex-wife said he used to wake up and smoke crack.
Yeah, that's cool. Everybody has a right to. He ain't hurt nobody. You smoke a little crack.
At the crack of dawn.
What?
At the crack of dawn, he was smoking crack.
Dude, the best time to smoke crack is at the crack. It's in the crack of dawn. Crack and dawn. wake up, smoke crack. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, I mean, that's when I would smoke it. You know, the birds is out chirping and shit. It's quiet. I don't have to share my crack with nobody. I'm looking around. Thought I heard something. Yeah, best time to smoke crack. Yeah.
So they were the jury didn't have reached a verdict today. They're expecting it tomorrow. So
he's not going to jail.
He's not. Come
Just
on.
like Trump ain't going to jail.
And
They're gonna
apparently,
slap him on the hand.
Trump was about to get off.
Yeah, because they screwed up with his trial.
Yeah, he's about to get off.
These people.
Apparently,
Go ahead. Tell a story.
Apparently, somebody from the jury, a cousin of somebody from the jury, like the day before, posted on Facebook, "My cousin's on the jury. They said Trump is getting convicted tomorrow," something like that. Mm-hmm. Trump's team found it. They said, like, basically, they brought it to the judge. They're gonna use that as a basis for an appeal, as to, like, the jury and corrupted jury. I don't know how that works, but he's about to get off.
Yeah, well, he wasn't gonna go to jail any day.
Go to jail. He wasn't gonna go to jail anyway. But it's interesting. Like, these things. I watched the Gotti documentary.
Okay.
And how he was, like, really getting to the trial. Like, he was making sure, and they was actually flipping the whole thing. And that sounds like a movie, but he was really doing, like, letting that go. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
when I hear stuff like this about, like, a government, a federal government trial, and they screw up, it's interesting.
Yeah, because they're human as well, and they make mistakes.
And y'all supposed to have all the resources. And
I'm watching this trial of this lady, I think in Boston.
Oh, somebody said they debunked that. Oh, my fault. Okay, I thought that was okay.
They
gotcha.
debunked
Stand
what?
corrected.
Oh, they tried to debunk it.
Okay.
I don't know if it's really debunked yet, but I've been watching this, keep an eye on this trial. They're trying to frame this lady, according to them, who this officer died at some party or something, and they're trying to frame this lady, this high society party, and her lawyers are so goddamn good. And what they noticed, just in one scene, they show like a video of something, but he paid attention to the damn logo inside the window or something that can tell the shit was inversed. Real weird, and the car was really coming the other way. Listen, man, and so when your lawyer and your team is good, they fight for you. They fight, Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So, we'll see what goes on then. We'll see what goes on.
No, absolutely. But he ain't going to jail.
Yeah, I highly, highly doubt it.
Doubt that. Yeah.
So, Stephen A. is trying to get fired. What's up with him?
Is he?
I don't know. Him and a lot of these women basketball players, a lot of the analysts who cover the WNBA, they've been going at it, and he's been doubling and tripling down on just on it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what is he going so hard for? You know what I'm saying? Like, just
and he's going hard at sisters.
That too.
Right? So he's going hard at these sisters.
I would be remiss if I did not mention that. Absolutely.
And so you got to throw that in there. And blah, 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 I don't care. Blah, blah, blah. And he's doing that. And what he don't understand is perception is important when you're watching TV, right? So him and Shannon, Aunt Shay Shay, right, on both ends going at these women, and you going at sisters, and they may be trying to get him to just trip up one time too many, because he already think he's more important than the sport itself. He already think he the shit. Yeah. And so he is up there, you know what I'm saying, doubling and tripling down. And then he get on his own show and either try to double again or clean up something he said on ESPN. Passive aggressive shit. You know what I mean? And so these women, and he also got to remember, they stick together. And this for them is deep, bro, because it's not just about basketball on the surface, it's about basketball. It's about a lot of these women are carpet munchers too, right? And so they have their own secret society, bro. And Stephen A. Smith is somebody that's in the way. You know what I mean?
I don't know what I was expecting.
Yeah. Girl, I was gonna say something real intelligent and deep and shit. No, you fucking copper munches, right? And so you have to listen because it's an attack on malehood at the same time. And if he goes real hard, now he's attacking women. And so it's a real, and it's over some white girl who didn't make the Olympics.
Yeah.
Are we serious? We arguing about a white girl whose Adam's apple is bigger than mine, right? Because she didn't make the goddamn Olympics? Is that what we talking about?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, at first, so I've actually muted Caitlin Clark's name off my timeline. I hate the dialogue behind it. I hate people who are trying to gain platforms by either crying racism for her or trying to shit on her the other way. I'm just tired of it. It's lazy at this point. Super, super lazy at this point.
Yes.
So I had to mute her. I had to mute her name. But Stephen A., what you said was deep because it does seem like it does. I can see if somebody said they're kind of trying to poke him to the point where he just kind of like blows a gasket on the whole thing. I can see that. But what I also just feel like is he doesn't have to take the bait as much as he is right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
He's going after everybody. He's responding to everybody. He's just kind of
because that show, unless you said you open up by saying maybe he's trying to get fired. Maybe he is. And this is the easiest way for him to get fired. He watched what Shannon Sharp did, you know what I mean, by creating his own platforms, which gives him more freedom to speak his piece. Maybe that's what it is. You know what I mean? And we're missing the play here because we were pissed at Shannon Sharp for letting that white boy talk to him like that.
We were
all pissed. Like, yo, come on, son. But see, that was the emotional aspect of who we was, not realizing he removed the emotion and he lined up his ducks correctly. I give him that. Mm-hmm. And then he left him hanging, and their ratings have been in the garbage since he left.
Yo,
and now ESPN ratings are back up.
Yeah, I haven't tuned into
Stephen
FS1.
A. can't take all that personal.
Yeah, okay.
And feel that he needs to fight each and every because it looks passive aggressive on his part. It looks emotional.
Yeah.
I got to defend this, and ESPN is not about journalism anymore anyway. That shit is about. Yeah, that shit is like a gossip show.
Somebody put a clip up of just when they used to just replay the sports. They used to just show replays, give you a breakdown of what happened, and then now what it has turned into. And it's just like they did a segment today, as a matter of fact, about LeBron James unfollowing Kendrick Perkins on ESPN. Because he unfollowed him on.
They're desperate.
You get what I'm saying? It's just like, come on, man. It's a yeah. All right. So what did you hear his rant about Will Smith though?
Where he said, Will Smith. What did he say? Something about he don't want to see no more of his movies or something.
Yeah, he can't watch the new Bad Boys until Will Smith sits down and explains to the black community what happened with him and Chris Rock, and explain that he's apologized, but we still need closure and everything. Side note: Will Smith and Martin have been completely smoking this movie rollout.
Yes, this was a great rollout. I'll give them credit for that.
Smoking this, and it did 104 million at the box office, and to the shock of every news outlet everywhere, because they keep saying they overperformed and they completely shock at the box office and stuff like that, but they've completely been smoking this, so I'm actually very happy for them. And I heard it's a really good movie.
I'm watching the NBA commercials and all of the stuff that they're doing around promoting it. Me and Mama Dot, we're going tomorrow.
Yeah, I gotta go check that out.
Yeah, Will surprised some people in the theater. You know,
Yeah.
walked out of the theater on them. So me and Mama Dot, we got our senior passes tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll go in there.
So, but back to Stephen A. What do you think?
Yeah. What explanation does Will Smith have to give you, Stephen A. Smith? Why do we need an explanation on some shit that happened 2 or 3 years ago? We know what that was about. So what is he supposed to come and tell you? Well, he said something about my girl, and I got in my feelings, so I smacked shit out the nigga. Because that's what I would say.
Yeah.
Let's keep this real simple. Nigga said some shit about Mama Dot. I ain't like it. I went up and smacked the nigga. And I would, you know, that's it. It ain't no, well, you know, based on who he was, and no, that's what happened. That's what usually happen when a nigga ride for his girl. His girl says some shit. You come out with the popcorn, and now she arguing with some nigga. What the fuck going on here? And she looking at you like, and I'm like, that's right. Hold my popcorn, baby girl.
Yeah.
Let's get it on, nigga. You done said something. You know, come to find out, Mama Dot started the shit the whole time.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, she the one started the shit. Stepped on the nigga, push him and shit. Now I got to come finish the fight up.
Yeah.
That's what it's always about, nigga. It's always about the box. Niggas will, you know, blow out the mall because you said something about their girl, nigga. So that's what he did. Remove all the politics. Sure, it shouldn't have been done at the Grammys. It makes us look bad. I don't give a fuck about all that, man. Nah. My wife looked at me the way Jada looked at him like, well, what you gonna do, nigga? What I'm gonna do? Watch this, hold my beer, run right up to the stage in front of the world and smack this nigga. Pow! And then go sit back down and be like, yo, don't ever talk about my lady like that. That was gangster shit, man. That was gangster. Gangster.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
What a day that was.
What a day
that was, man.
What a day. So
Right,
I don't know what Stephen A. Smith wants. He does this, he does a lot of, you need to do something for me, like, this is all
like
I wanted Kyrie to do was, you know, play ball. Who the fuck cares what you think?
Yeah, he acts like he's the standard.
Yeah, I'm the standard, and all I ever wanted you to do was do what you're doing now. Now I'm proud of you because you out there dribbling and running and making more money for the white people. Because I told you what I do. I wake up in the morning, this is what he said, and I think about more ways to make my boss more money. If that ain't the most house nigga shit I've ever heard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He literally said that. I'm not making that shit up.
No, he
I
said
wake
that.
up and figure out ways to make Massa more money because Massa then gonna put little crumbs off the table for me. Yeah. Fuck out of here.
So, all right, we'll take another commercial break.
Yes.
And get your questions ready, and we'll be right back.
Let's do that.
Tonight, there's growing outrage over this video showing at least 2 police officers in Kenosha, Wisconsin with their guns drawn following 29-year-old Jacob Blake as he walks around the front of a gray SUV. We paused the video after he opens the door with his back to an officer. At least 7 shots can be heard.
Don't think we don't see your pain. I got a real mentality, a better view of reality. This is life that I'm battling. Hey, don't think we don't see your pain. I got a real mentality, a better view of reality. This is life that I'm battling.
Them. It's just that they have to be laid out and filtered in different kind of ways. So how do you feel about being entrepreneurs? Because each and every one of you are entrepreneurs in your own sense. And having to balance that with making sure that rent is paid every month?
You want to go first?
No, so it is a challenge, right? Because you do have to believe in the unseen. You have to believe in like the process and like, yo, this can happen. I believe it will happen, but sometimes like what you are believing in reality it takes some time to catch up. But I think the best proof that you can give to, your partner or somebody who's worried about, where everything is coming from, you have to kind of prove, the best evidence is proof.
Yes.
Right? So if you are taking the time, like yes, you being serious about what you need to do, right? Say if you don't really have time, throughout the day to do, but you wake up way before she does, she sees when she wakes up that you are working on something, that you are really putting in the effort and the sacrifice, then she'll have a little bit more like, okay, he's serious. I have a healthy relationship with authority, so I'm probably not the best person to answer this question.
Go ahead.
I think for me, it depends on how I interpret authority. So like,
That's fair.
if, for example, let's say you introduce me to like an elder, I might take his wisdom as criticism depending on how he delivered the message. And now I'm a little bitter, I'm angry, and now I'm taking my anger out on other things because like there's one person. But if he had, let's say, delivered it in a different manner to where I'm used to hearing it from you, I might interpret it like, okay, cool, I appreciate that. I'm gonna put that in the bank and keep it there and use it to my knowledge and as the best ability. Another thing, I agree, because I haven't seen cops either, so I've never been in a situation to where I've kind of...
Yeah, I just ignore.
Yeah, you guys did a great job. We haven't had issues with authority like that.
Yeah, like,
as far as police officers, things of that nature.
Right, you come to your conclusion on your own. Here are the facts of what's happening in this country, right? And then you come to if you just say, this is wrong, this is right, then by the time you go, you have Democratic people lifelong Democrats, who are voting for the person who probably who crafted the bill to put their father in jail, not realizing what just happened.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if open-ended, just kind of think in terms of, because every time we think of terms of this and that, it never ends up right.
Yes.
And that's not how life is. You know what I'm saying? Life is many different shades of gray. It's not white and black. Right. So, and that's one thing that I want to just kind of instill to my child. Like, just try to think for yourself. Like, don't even take what I give you as.
And that's why, as your dad, I would always ask each and every one of you open-ended questions. And it frustrated you guys at times because you were overthinking it, thinking your dad was looking for some superficial answer. And
A better view of reality. This is life that I'm battling. Mentality.
Yep.
And we're back.
Thank you for being here with us.
Yes.
Show
Hit that like button.
Hit that like button. Listen, guys, one more announcement.
ShopUrbanX.com. It's one of like the best designs we've had this year. That's almost out.
Yeah.
We're almost out.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
We
and so
had a lot of people take advantage.
Take advantage, man. And so, let's make this Father's Day the best it's been,
Absolutely.
Are we giving away
get
something?
to some.
Oh, we're going to give away a package for Father's Day. Mama Dot just hit me with it. Email us at info@urbanx.nyc.
Not info. Go to sales. Don't bother me.
Oh, my God.
bother Mama Dot.
Sales@urbanx.nyc.
Yeah. Don't bother me. Shoot.
You know what I mean?
So what's the rules for the giveaway? Like
I don't know. What's the rules for the giveaway, Mama Dot?
Tell us about your dad or your grandfather.
Yeah, tell us about why you or your dad or your grandfather, deserves something, and Mama Dot will choose. Oh, she's giving away 3 packages. Oh, Mama Dot is on it. 3 Father's Day packages will go out. Probably a journal, a book, a hat, an apron, or something is going to go out to 3 dads. Sales at urbanx.nyc. Dad, why my dad should get it. Why? Well, maybe you should get it. Maybe you a dope dad. It could be you.
Facts.
I've been putting up them 1-minute blurbs on fatherhood, and I hope a lot of you guys been checking them out. Just dropping some jewels, you know what I mean, and stuff like that.
Hit the button.
I'm gonna put them all in a compilation and put them on YouTube, like in one piece for Father's Day. So we can all reflect on some dope moments. Sales at UrbanX. Quan S, thank you so much.
Sales, thank you, Quan. Thank you to the mods. Shouts out to the mods.
Thank you to my mods, man. They keep this thing moving. All right, Malcolm, watch this.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Thank you. So, Apple had one of their development conferences today.
Yeah,
right?
I'm gonna watch it when I get upstairs.
Yeah, and a few things that I'm gonna see if I have like a list of a few things they unveiled. Okay, so now one of the things that's cool, you can send messages via satellite if you don't have any signal. That's dope.
Oh, okay.
That's dope.
That's dope.
They added a calculator app to the iPad. Now, when I first got my iPad, I realized there was no calculator app. That blew my mind.
That's blowing my mind now because I always assumed mine was there.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All right.
But it uses AI, so like you can write out 1 + 1 = and it'll do the math for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's interesting. In the new Notes app with the new like software download, you can like put the bill. You can like whatever, like say you out at a restaurant and you want to split the bill, it'll calculate how you can split the bill and stuff like that. You can change the color of some of the icons.
That ain't advanced technology. Black folk always, we all get together and go, yo, look, nigga, I had 2 sodas and some biscuits. I'm not paying $75 per person. That's not gonna happen. We get to arguing up on that motherfucker like, no, I just had 2 biscuits.
See, but the thing is, the thing is, Apple, and we spoke about this before we started the pod. Apple has a way of reintroducing something that's always been around and making you care about it and making it seem more advanced than it actually is.
Dude,
prime example, they unveiled their new AI, right? They're not called, but it's not artificial intelligence. It's Apple intelligence. They did not say the word artificial intelligence. They did not say those 2 words. Not once. It is Apple intelligence.
Because it's not artificial intelligence, Malcolm. It's Apple intelligence.
Yeah. I
like it.
What else? What else did they say? So there is some controversy because remember a couple weeks ago, I think a month ago, we spoke about the merger of Apple and OpenAI's ChatGPT.
Right.
So we spoke about that. Apparently, Elon Musk said if Apple integrates OpenAI at the OS level, I guess that's like the basic software level, then Apple devices will be banned at my companies. That is an unacceptable security violation. Now,
what does that
last
mean?
Show, huh?
What does that
mean? Apparently it means that Apple, because he put up a meme that if Apple's, you're going to be giving your personal information to Apple, and OpenAI is going to be able to have access to that personal information as well. So he's saying, not on my watch, like not on, even though he's an investor, he was one of the earliest investors in OpenAI with Sam Altman, and we spoke about on the last show the new terms of conditions in Twitter and X to be in their subscription service. Your information is sent to some Israeli company.
Yes.
Right? So we spoke about all of this. So he likes to jump out in front, and people like to to believe him, but he likes to jump out in front like he is this free speech savior, and then on the low he's doing some really nefarious stuff.
Absolutely.
So,
listen, Malcolm, there is no freedom of anything.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Your
yeah.
information is out there now, floating around.
Yeah.
Somebody somewhere has got your information, and that's the sad part about it, because you think like you can hide. You can't. This is the business. We're in the business of technology and information now. And so your personal information is either on the black web, the web,
Yeah.
in the sky. It's somewhere, somehow. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't do the best you can do to protect yourself. But let's just be clear. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Apple is not going to breach anything. They're at least one of the ones on the forefront who act like they care about your security. Because remember, the police were trying to hack some of their phones, you know what I'm saying, to get information, and they stood firm that no, our customers' privacy is paramount. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
At least
right.
that's the way they made it seem. And
Right.
so no. Did they come out with? Did they speak about any new hardware?
No, but I think they upgraded the Vision Pro software as
Damn,
well.
that shit is still $3,000, right?
Probably, yeah.
Nah,
yeah.
I can't do it.
Yo, and yo, shouts out to Meta, Facebook. Them Ray-Bans look crazy in the
Yo,
commercials.
them Ray-Bans do look crazy.
They look crazy.
They look stylish.
Yeah.
And look like, you can get some things done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Facts.
Like whoever, and this is my age range, but whoever was out at Burgers and Bottles and somebody had on shades, they saw what you was doing.
Ooh.
They saw what you was doing. No, I don't know.
Wow.
Man. Be careful.
Inside the shades?
I guess. I'm just saying. No, I'm talking about just how easy it can be now. Like you gonna go to a function and somebody gonna have on shades and you thinking like, oh, they just cool. No, they're recording. They're live streaming this.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean?
And like I told you, wait till they come out with them contacts that do all that shit. Really gonna be a wrap.
It's over. Yo, I watched the Ashley Madison doc yesterday on Netflix. You know about that?
Ashley Madison. Why does that name sound familiar?
It's an app. It's a dating app for people specifically to have affairs.
Oh, yeah. Okay, got you.
But it was crazy because one, they said they had like 37 million users, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the guy, he was acting like, we got as much women on here as much men, because women want to have affairs too and stuff like that, and they're gonna do it anyway and stuff like that. But apparently most of that was guys, and they were talking to bots.
Oh.
Yeah. They paid, and then people had the ability to pay to get their information off the website kind of wiped. They never wiped their information. So a hacker said, like, if y'all don't shut down in 30 days, I'm releasing this to everybody. So, and then they made good on their threat. Spoiler alert, if you didn't watch it. They made good on their threat. And this happened in public. This happened in 2015. They made good on their threat. Released a bunch of people's information. A bunch of people got exposed. It was crazy.
So all that time, I could have been talking to a bot.
Yeah.
Thinking I'm talking to somebody sexy.
Yep.
Somebody who understands my problems. You know what I'm saying? Because I got issues and shit. And I'm talking to a bot the whole time.
Whole time.
But what happens when we want to like hook up for real? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
No clue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho.
But that was interesting. Y'all should go check it out. If you want.
Cool.
If you want. Let's take some questions. If you're ready. If you're ready. Oh, this happened today, or it happened yesterday. Michael Rainey Jr. He plays Tariq St. Patrick in Ghost and Power. He was on this guy's stream, and his sister, the guy's sister, groped him, tried to follow him, and he wound up like cutting the interview short. And everybody was just basically saying, like, if the roles were reversed, if he was on camera on a stream in front of kids that have done that, it would have been nuclear on the timeline.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That was actually like kind of sad to see, because it was a reaction that like I'm sure like he wasn't ready for it, and he didn't want to cause a scene, and he was trying to kind of keep it not professional, but he was trying to kind of hold it down. And a lot of guys go through that, like if you want to believe that or not. in the chat, especially
Yeah,
a lot
some
of
them
people,
women
a
are
lot of guys with money.
ultra-aggressive. So Malcolm, let me let you hear what I was trying to convey to you and Mama Dot.
Okay.
Will be the first generation of Africans in America to raise another generation of Africans in America that will not do better than them. So in the 400-year history of our people, Mr. Hill, in this country, we are the only generation to raise another generation that will be worse off. We collectively need our asses kicked. And you can count me out of that. I will not contribute to that egregious statistic. They're not poor.
Okay, so did you hear that, Malcolm?
Yeah.
In our 400-year history, this generation will be the first one that produces a generation that is worse than the one that came before it. And
Okay, so
go ahead.
Is that only black people? Because
he's speaking about black people in particular. I don't know if it only represents black people.
Because if you're speaking about the economy and stuff like that,
I want to
then
get
we
his
all
name.
like this. My generation as a collective isn't doing that well.
Right. Well, I don't have his name, but he did at the beginning. Hold on.
We just consume. Go on the front page of USA Today, and here's what this article said about Negroes in America.
Okay, USA Today. It was on the front page of USA Today. I don't know if it was today because I saved that a few days ago. So somebody may be able to go to USA Today and see what they said about the 400-year history of black people in this country. And every generation, we try to do better. We always rag out our ancestors and our elders, but they laid a foundation of trying to move us forward to the best of their ability at the time. Now, you may say, well, I would have never been getting water hosed and this and that, but you don't understand, just like the ones that's coming in the future will go, well, I would have never stayed in line for no goddamn vaccination and shit. And so, you know, when you look back on, we sort of did the best we could do within the climate of that time. Now, remember, we had Black Wall Street and all of that stuff. We had a lot of our own businesses, and we were moving forward at our own pace until we wanted to get into segregation. When you can thank Dr. King and all of that, which was a movement to move us into and dilute our power. But every generation, you generally can look back and say, well, damn, my parents did this. I'm going to college now. They didn't go to college. They only went to high school or this and that. And they saying this generation coming up will be the first one that we did not progress our people. And I think that that in itself is very disturbing. Maybe Dr. Finch or I'm not sure who that was. But with that being said, think about hip hop, think about the culture, think about twerking, think about trapping, think about the prison system, think about the food that we just think about it all in a collective, because it's never just one thing, Malcolm. It's the food, it's the water, it's the air, it's the sex, it's the it's all of it in a jumbo or gumbo, should I say, that creates a generation. Because listen, I'm going to implore you, go read Urban Culture Decoded, because I was trying to give you a heads up of a generation that I could not get a beat on. You know what I mean? How they move, how they operate, their lack of integrity. A lot of them don't fear anything. They're willing to do anything for money. The burnout, all of the things that just didn't make sense to the generation that came before it. And I was just like wow, like this is really, really something. And it's like a step down for the first time ever. We always step up or appear to step up to at least, either economically we moving up, spiritually. Now, that doesn't mean every single person. Those of you on a spiritual upward climb, you always gonna be that way. We're talking about you. Stop disassociating yourself from the collective. I am because we are. So you know what I mean. And so we all move within that frame, and to see us go backward or stay still, it's alarming because you're trying to raise children in a time that you want to pass a baton to that have the ability to move us forward. Because there's one story being told. Let's say from slavery or before slavery, when we were the indigenous people, and we continue and we fought through so much in spite of segregation, in spite of discrimination, in spite of police brutality, in spite of rape, murder, torture, in spite of all of those things, we usually had a collective forward moving energy. And if they get to a point where they can kill a generation off, that's alarming stuff, man.
True. Okay. So I gotta look into that, because I immediately said like, yo, like, because when I heard that, I immediately thought like, because I'm sure white generations now are worse off too.
Yeah, but remember, this is not a white or black thing per se, because the elite don't care who you are. That's a low level farce thing to keep you fighting, thinking that it's white people. No, it's elite people. You know what I'm saying? Who want to control all the minds. So trailer park trash is no better off than a bunch of niggas in the projects. Don't ever get that twisted. You know what I mean? That's to keep you in the mindset to think that's what it's about. The further you go up, and they got nothing to do with that. That shit is about money, classism, and other aspects. And, you know, that became a tool used to just keep people in place and keep you fighting over something. But, you know, it's about elitism in the grand scheme of things, as Doc likes to always say. You know?
All right, let's take a couple of questions.
Yeah, we can do that.
And then we are out of here. Yeah, I don't got my glasses.
Oh shit! Malcolm can't. Yeah. He can't fucking see. My Lord.
What'd you think about? What's up with Neo?
Oh, Neo and a bunch of other artists are running an IG scam, and this scam is based on. You ever see that shit? Yo, you want to get on a song with Neo? This is what you got to do. Send us $750, and you could be on. He'll sing a hook for you, and you think that that's gonna levitate you somewhere. And it's a big IG scam that they running to keep money in their pocket. Fat Joe did it. A few of these guys have found a new way.
I think Nori did it too.
Yeah, Nori to keep you. Yo, you want to be on a song with Zozo? Well, you know, submit your money. And so that's what they're doing now. You know what I'm saying? And side note, that brings me to the what's this nigga name? Fat nigga who got caught with his mother.
Kingston. Sean Kingston.
Yeah, they extradited his ass back to
what?
I think Florida or Atlanta, wherever he was from. Yeah, he was trying to run out, and him and his moms just had one of those grifts going. You know, get involved with him. He get jewelry from you. Yo, I'm definitely gonna pay you. You know what I'm saying? And then leave and never come back. And because he ain't had a hit in not long.
Yeah, years, like
fucking
15?
Decades.
Yeah.
So his mother and them was renting these Airbnbs. Told one dude who had the jewelry, he came through, you know, this briefcase of jewelry. They was, this shit's nice, son. Tell you what, let me hold the jewelry. I got a show to do. You stay here, you know, they wine and dine him. You stay here, relax. So what he did, he relaxed, and then the real owners showed up and was like, what the fuck are you doing here? No, I told them this is an Airbnb. They had to be out by 4 o'clock, and then he got beat because they on the plane. They left. They got the jewelry already, you know, hustling, you know.
Jeez.
At least Rick Ross has got
You can get killed like that, man.
Oh, yeah. At least Rick Ross got a nice little, I'm not even going to say it's a grift. You know, he rents his home out, car shows. You know, he found ways to hustle his situation, to keep his situation. Because I heard
that's why
even a lawnscape is $1 million a year.
But that's why he got like even like those farm animals, because he gets tax breaks like that as well. Like if you have like 3 horses and 2 cows or something like that, you get certain tax breaks. And then he's like you said, he let The use his house for like movies and stuff like that as well. So yeah, he's smart.
So he's getting
That is smart.
certain tax write-offs, and you can tell he took some of those courses. You know.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
he had one of them events at his house, a mastermind where he was charging people $25,000 just to show up.
I think Earn Your Leisure has something at his house.
Yeah, one of them kind of things, 25,000 just to walk through the door.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm down 25 racks just to talk to you niggas. God damn. Yeah. But for those who have it, and so he found ways to keep his thing going.
Yeah.
You know, I give him that. He ain't gonna be broke.
Jaguar Wright got arrested.
Oh yeah. Let's just say Ani Asuro is still working on the piece he's doing exclusively for Urban X. He just said more and more information keep coming in about who Jaguar Wright is and who she's not. So I'm very curious. You're gonna have to be a member to rock this. But yeah, she got arrested for so-called not returning a U-Haul truck at a perfect time. And as a result, you know, they put that APB out for their truck and this and that, and the value of the truck and blah, blah, blah. But she's home from what I understand. And so let's pay very close attention to, because now I'm hearing she might be a schizo. You know what I mean?
I said that a couple shows ago.
Yeah, she might be schizo. I don't know. I take the information at face value. I know she has been in the industry, but sometimes I even question, damn, how do you know all of this? Like, it seems like she know everything about everybody. That worries me. You know what I mean? In the grand scheme of things, you know?
Also, Ryan Garcia, he got arrested recently.
Yes.
And he tweeted a minute ago, something's going to happen to me on June 8th. Something like that.
And it happened on June 8th?
I think so. Like, he got, like, the day before or something crazy.
Yeah. And what did he get arrested for?
I forget what that was about. But he's been, remember, he was on a TED talking about Bohemian Grove.
And he was out there. And we thought it was to promote the fight, but who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Now it's a bunch of people. Once that becomes the grift, there's a new bodyguard out. He looked like he ain't missing no meals. I figured CC or something. That nigga look like he don't miss no meals. You know what I mean? And then, you know, you got a bunch of people now who want to come out and tell their story. And so you can't take everything literally. You have to just, see what aligns and what doesn't align. And, you know, you make up your own mind from there. But I'm going to put a halo around Jaguar because I think for the most part, there's some truth in her story. And if she's a plant, she is an awesome plant that has been in place to do whatever it is she's doing, you know? But I'm curious to see Ani Asuru's breakdown about it.
Me too.
You know?
All right. So, guys, with that being said,
yes,
don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit shopurbanx.com to get your Father's Day merch. Don't forget to hit the Cash App. Don't forget to hit the Super Chat. We'd appreciate it. We would appreciate it. And yeah, we will see you guys on Thursday.
Side note, wifey said, Sinai, what's that guy's name?
Cassinet.
She said he had 500,000 people in his live tonight.
God. Oh, because he got Kevin Hart and Drewski on his streams.
Jeez.
They doing like, God damn.
I can barely get 2,000 people in here.
I could barely get 1,000 likes. It's 16. It was 1,500 of y'all in here.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
See, the niggas want celebrity shit. You know.
That's what they want. It's okay. It's all right.
It's all right.
But he's from the Bronx, so shout out to Kai.
Shout out him. That's the one who gave that event in Times Square that got out of hand, right?
14th Street. Yep.
Yep. Let's shout him out.
But all right, guys. See y'all Thursday. Like, share,
Thursday
subscribe.
Thursday it is.
All right.
All right. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.